Do the devs even know what a skill-based game is? That is the question of the day. Because it seems that they really do not understand this concept. Like, for example, they decide to make the game easier because players complain that it's too hard, right? But it's a skill-based game, right? So it's supposed to be hard, right? Like, do they not understand this? I sure hope my mic is working. Oh look, good, good, good. Now, it's like if, take a game like Dark Souls. You know, Dark Souls prides itself on being a hard game. And that's its draw. That's its, like that's why people want to play it. They know that if you win in that game, it's a real accomplishment. You know, if you go up to someone and you say, I beat Dark Souls, although the majority of people won't care because you're kind of a nerd, it's kind of an accomplishment because you actually beat something that requires skill to get good at and to beat and get good at. Anyways, so what if the developers of Dark Souls decide, you know what, a lot of people are complaining, they say our game's too hard to play, so what are we going to do? We're going to make it easier. We're going to make it easier for all you people out there who are having a hard time. Like, what do you think would happen to the fan base? Like, do the developers not understand what a skill-based game is supposed to be? Because it seems like that's very much the case. I mean, like, look at advanced mechanics, for example. Like, sure, that's a fun idea, and it might work in a different game, but not this one. But that's an idea that requires no skill. That's literally spamming power rotations. Like, come up with the least skilled ideas for gameplay ever that anyone could ever possibly come up with. So, yeah, making the game easier isn't how you improve a skill-based game. Making it easier for new players, like, I made a video about like why PvP isn't as good as it used to be, and that's something you should probably watch so you can understand why this is no longer a skill-based game. But basically, if you also look at, let's see, take a game like Rocket League, right? What is Rocket League? Probably one of the most basic, simple games out there. In a sense, it's actually not like simple as far, because it's really physics based, but anyways, the whole point of the game, and it seems real simple, all you gotta do is drive your car, chase a ball, and bounce that ball into a net. And if you can do that, you get a point, and whoever gets the most points wins. Right? But this game, although it's the same map in the same arena over and over again, for some reason it's very successful and it makes a lot of money and does very well for itself, and it's an esport game. And I've played this game myself at a friend's house, and it is very skill-based game because the physics are like very on point. It's very physics based, so you have to really know like how the ball is going to bounce and how the ball is going to react when you hit it with your car. Now, they don't need to improve any of the maps, they don't need to bring in new maps, they don't need to introduce new DLC really, because it's all about the gameplay with that game. And the reason why it's so successful is because of the fact that the gameplay is so skill based and so solid. Now, if the people in that game decided, you know what, some people are having a hard time hitting the ball, Some people are having a hard time playing the game. Let's make it easier, you know? Like all it's not no longer going to become an e-sport game after that, that's for sure. And people who love the game because of the fact that it's skill-based are going to stop playing. And like the game itself, you're in the same arena over and over again, the same small basic arena. So all it has to sell itself on is the gameplay. So if the gameplay is not there, the game's not going to sell. And that's the case with DC. Let's also take Call of Duty for example. I don't know if I used this example in a different video or not, but I'll use it in this one. Okay, let's say you're playing a game like Call of Duty, right? And let's say Daybreak takes over Call of Duty and they start making Call of Duty games. And they decide, you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna, because like some people find it hard to actually kill other players. You know, it's hard to aim your gun at another person and hit them with bullets. So what they're gonna do to make it easier for people is they're gonna increase like the hit radius, so that way when you shoot at someone you no longer have to actually hit the actual person. As long as the bullet goes somewhere near that person, it'll still count as a hit. Okay, so imagine they do that, right? That'd be the equivalent of this. Counter delays, you see? I block and then the block symbol is still on top of my head even after I'm no longer pushing the block button. That's what the equivalent of that would be. So it's like if they came in, Daybreak decides, you know what, some people are having a hard time hitting the other target, they're having a hard time shooting people. We're gonna make it easier to shoot people. We're gonna make it easier to hit people, so that way everyone can have fun and everyone can have a good time. So they decide, you know what, you don't have to actually hit the target in order to kill the person. As long as you shoot somewhere near that person, it'll still count as a hit, you know? All the Call of Duty players are gonna be like, what the fuck is this game? This game's broken. I'm getting hit by people, but the fact is, like, they're not even hitting me. So what the hell is going on? Like, how is this person not actually hitting me with his bullets, but it's somehow I'm getting hit, right? What's the deal with these? So all the Call of Duty players are going to stop playing, and the new players that come in are going to think the game is broken. And that's why people in this game keep saying that PvP is broken. It's not actually broken. It works the way the devs want it to work. But you get these counter delays because the devs don't understand skill-based games, right? Also, the devs don't understand what type of game this is. Imagine if I come up with like a game that's like Mortal Kombat, right? It's a Mortal Kombat fighting game, and some developers take over and they think this game's a turn-based game like Pokemon, right? They're under the impression it's a game like Pokemon where you take turns, you select what move you want to do, and then you take turns doing it, right? So they take over the game and they make a new Mortal Kombat game, and in it you decide you're gonna like pick a Scorpion and you're fighting Sub-Zero or whatever, and you go to fight, but you realize you can't actually fight. You have to wait your turn before you can do anything. You have to select a move. So you select like Scorpion's like get over here move, and then Sub-Zero, select some Frost move, and then you watch each other do each other's moves, and you take turns hitting each other with each other's moves, and then you gotta wait, and then you gotta select each other's moves again. You're gonna be like, what the hell is this game? This game isn't Mortal Kombat. And that's what we're having with DC, where these guys thought this game was like a typical MMO, not a skill-based combat game, and they try to turn it into an MMO instead of staying true to its combat roots. So the developers, I don't think they understand what it means to actually play or actually have a skill-based game. Because if you take a game like Dark Souls and you decide you want to make it easier, that's not what you do with a skill-based game. And if DC is a skill-based game, making it easier is not how you make it more skill-based. Like, that, there's no logic to that at all. There's no reason why you'd think that making it easier would make it more skill-based, or somehow make it more based on what is Brother Blood up to, or somehow making it based on skill points or something is going to make it more skill-based. Anyways, I think that's all I really have to say. Just say, hopefully developers will see this video and understand the difference between a skill-based game and making the game easier in order to satisfy the, like, crappiest players in the game.